JT Granat.
Doug Martin.
Matt Cathcart.
Okay, Coach, some opening thoughts about the game.
Can we grab the water, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that was a heck of a baseball game right there on both sides. Two very good teams playing against each other. Two teams that are really out there just giving everything they have to try to win that baseball game. And my hats off to Walter State and the way that they competed in the game. But I'm really proud of the Raiders and the way and their efforts that they competed in the baseball game too. And it was a total. I told the guys after the game that it was a total team effort. And that was all the way around from the offense, which put up enough runs to sort of kind of outscore those guys, which was a real concern because we just really had so much respect for their offense and what they've been able to do throughout the year and even in this tournament so far. So we knew we were going to have to score, and our guys were up for that offensively. And then, defensively, boy, I tell you, in those first few innings, it was – I don't know if a major league team could have played flawless defense because that wind was a tremendous factor in the game early. And it not only affects the defense, but it affects your pitchers as well. They're trying to, we always talk about deliveries and balance and all those sorts of things, and and trying to focus on the strike zone, and that wind is blowing in your eyes. It's not easy to do. And I give our pitchers, JT and Hunter, sort of kind of died down maybe a little bit after he got in, but to battle through the adversity of that was just was a sign of a mature kid that really wanted to step forward and do something for his team, and he battled and gave us that great effort. I know they scored some runs, and it might not look like a great pitching performance, but in my book it was. And, we're just real proud of the efforts really with everything that we did tonight.
JT, talk about that rough second inning. Wind was a factor. And what did you do to kind of try to get settled down and move forward with that?
Well, the whole game, I just want to stay low in the zone. The wind's going to be a factor. I mean, we saw home runs fly out of here tonight, and just stay low in the zone, get ground balls, and if it finds glove, finds glove. If it sees its way through, it sees its way through. I mean, you can't control what happens after the pitch, but I thought the pitch execution was good.
Was it different? Was it different having Blanco back there for you, or was that too much of a change?
I mean, the only thing that I would even remotely say is pitch call. I mean, me and Tanner have been throwing it to each other for 2 years now, but I mean, he did a phenomenal job. I mean, you saw it there for someone that on this big of a stage went out there and did it. Phenomenal.
Yeah, that's something that Danny was making his first start as a catcher basically since February, and he catches bullpens all the time and that kind of stuff. But to put him in that situation, a starting catcher in the World Series out here for a game that if we were able to win gives us a shot at this thing. It was just a phenomenal effort on his part. I was so proud of him. He's been here 2 years, and he struggled a little bit this year offensively, and he's had to sort of kind of sit and be a role player for us. But he's never pouted. He's never gotten disinterested, and I'm just so proud of the way that he has kind of persevered and was able to step up and one of the biggest games that our group's ever sort of played. So our hats off to Danny. He was outstanding.
Mac, are you going to campaign for cleanup hitter now?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
So you had one home run coming in. Was the wind a factor for you going the other way, or just talk about your 2 home runs?
Yes, sir. The wind helped tremendously on that one. The wind and the good Lord helped me on those.
I think probably the 2 hardest balls he hit were actually a line drive out to the shortstop, and then he hit one over the shortstop's head. But, as I said a little bit earlier, there was a lot of guys that stepped in that batter's box with that wind blowing out as well. And, everybody had the opportunity to do the same thing. And there were a few other home runs hit, but, this guy stepped up there and got it started and got a couple of them for us.
Is it hard for the kids not to want to swing and when that wind's blowing out like that, or did you want them to just go ahead and swing away?
It's hard for them not to swing like that, wind or no wind. These guys love to see that baseball fly out of the park, and you got to sort of hold them back a little bit and say, we do have an approach that we want to try to have, and all of those sorts of things. But it sort of worked out for us tonight.
Any emotions with Tanner on the bench after that scare?
You referring to last?
Yeah.
That was, the only thing that was on our mind. I talked to the group after the game, and we won. And, there was no emotion in terms of, hey, we just won a game in the World Series. And finally, I just had to say, guys, come on, what's up? What's wrong? And I knew what was wrong. And what it is that that's all we were thinking about, as a baseball team. And I said it last night that, we were fearful of the worst. And luckily, we, got in there and got him checked out, and they did all the tests. And fortunately, nothing, is seriously wrong with him. He's no broken bones and no permanent injuries to the eye and things like that. And, the doctor even went as far as say, you know what, coach, if the swelling can go down, he can open that eye. As soon as he does, he can play. So whether that's, next year or tomorrow or whenever it might be. But even with that being said, this kid right here is just absolutely everything that you want from a kid as a coach. Because the only thing that he was interested in talking about in that emergency room last night was our win and who do we play next and how we're going to go after these guys in terms of how to pitch them and everything like that. There was not anything that was, whoa me, I'm so, been doing this for so long and then all of a sudden this gets taken away from me. There wasn't any hint of that. And then today, we check on him in the morning and I start texting him, and every single text was nothing but positive. Coach, keep him up. We're going to do this. We're going to make it through. Danny's going to be great. And that's why he's a leader. And, golly, what a kid. What a beautiful kid.
Mac, what have you been eating the past couple of days? You got some new routine that you're probably going to follow?
I've just been eating normal, Just have been going to Applebee's a pretty good bit. Nice little Parmesan sirloin. It's been pretty good. But
JT, can you talk about the strategy of facing kind of a big hitting team like Walker State coming in?
Well, anytime you're facing a team that, in my opinion, they were looking to pull the ball, and watching them face McLennan's pitcher the other night, I just really wanted to, if I could pound them in with the two seam or something and get them thinking, pull the ball, I could get them away. And that was the approach all day. Earlier I didn't really stick to that, but then as the game went on, I went back to it.
Coach, you have Onyx DHing and visibly a little injured coming around the bases. And that home run pretty much ended up kind of being the one that gave you guys enough to hold on tight. So I guess what is he battling, and was it a question of if he would even be in the lineup today?
Yeah, it's been a day-to-day thing. He's got a high ankle sprain, and he did it in the state tournament. Rounding third, he was going in to score an extra run, and he kind of turned it on third base bag, and has sort of been nursing that since. He's been able to hit for a little bit of time, but just not effective enough as a runner. We were kind of fearful that if we, got him to second base and somebody got a single that he couldn't score. So, we've kind of been day-to-day with it. We keep talking to him. And, with the other sort of kind of injuries that we've had to overcome, putting Danny behind the plate and, putting Tremaine at second. And, we just really had to have him in that role tonight. And, you know what? You don't really have to run all that fast when you hit it over the fence. And I just wanted to make sure because – when you run that slow, that can sort of, it's not really baseball in terms of respecting the other team and all that. So I tried to make sure I told David after that, hey, man, I just, he's hurt. His leg it is what it is. And So but David's class, he understood that, and he said his guys at full speed sometimes even run slower than that. So he was okay with it, but it was a big swing for him for sure.
A couple of the guys I was standing by the dugout at the time said that he was begging you to get in today. Was that the case?
Right. Well, he sort of sent me a little message this morning and said, "Coach, I'm ready," and I just responded. I said, "Today is your day," and it kind of worked out. So we hope that he'll continue to improve and be available for us the rest of the way because we'll probably need him along with really everybody else.